Dimari, I'll find out what your paddle number is. Trading this auction as I am. Just get the right information. Yep. So a very good afternoon to you all, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the team at Buxton Real Estate, welcome to the auction of 28 Majtlis Street in Blackburn North. For those of you who don't know me, Calvin Chen is my name, also the listing agent alongside Jim Chen, Granny Gal, who have been working tirelessly throughout the entire campaign. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the vendors for entrusting us with the sale of this prime residence here in Blackburn North. To the spectators watching on our Facebook page and auction reporters, welcome, sit back and enjoy the show. To the bidders in the crowd, thank you for attending and I wish you all the best in the bidding procedure. And to the one lucky buyer, we congratulate you in advance on your astute purchase. This auction will be conducted in accordance with the rules and any additional conditions that are made available to you through email once you registered your details for the auction. Some additional rules about this auction: all participants will need to be muted upon entry of this online auction. Bids need to be messaged into the group chat function of Zoom. Make sure your bids are messaged to the whole group chat and not just to an individual in the group chat. If you're experiencing technical difficulties, please contact Jim Chen or my colleague Ben on his mobile phone. Please do not call me as I will not be picking up. As auctioneer, I'll be indicating bids upon request and the rights to place bids on behalf of the sellers, otherwise known as vendor bids. If and when I decide to place those bids, I'll simply say vendor bid. These rules prohibit false bids, prohibit major disruptions by bidders attempting to prevent others from bidding, and provides fines for misconduct. And last but not least, when the gavel hits my hand and this property is deemed sold, I'll absolutely take no late bids or offers beyond that point. If you're successful here today, all that will require from you is a little 10% deposit of the full purchase price. And the settlement time, you pick the time frame that suits you best. But the sellers have been quite flexible here today. Anytime before Christmas or before the holiday seasons, before the banks and the conveyancers go off on their holidays, leaving you with a glorious, lasting impression of classic charm and family comfort. This well-maintained and freshly repainted interior and exterior single-level brick residence sits in an enviable location and is sure to impress buyers with growing families, renovators, or those wishing to redevelop, subject to council approval, of course. Step inside this generous residence, showing off a bright and lengthy formal lounge room, flush with polished timber flooring and enjoying a gas fireplace with slate decal, as well as a wall air conditioning unit. Sliding doors open to a meals area and tidy kitchen, boasting both space and a wealth of natural light, while promoting plenty of bench space and equipped with gas cooking. The backyard is relaxing and leafy green with a covered area, and the 3 bedrooms are generous with built-in robes. There is a neat laundry and a charming bathroom with a separate toilet, while additional features include ducted heating, external blinds, ceiling fan, front porch with large front yard, a garden shed, and a detached lock-up garage. Well placed next to Middleborough Road Transport with an easy walk to the Carramula shops, and close to Carramula Street Playground, Carramula Primary School, Springfield Park, Bushy Creek Reserve, Eastern Freeway access as well, Blackburn High School, cafes, North Blackburn Shopping Centre, Coonong Reserve, and Old Orchard Primary School as well. And look around town, ladies and gentlemen. Look at what a market that we're in. Every time we go into a lockdown, prices just keep going up. So now's your chance. Secure something, move in, or settle before Christmas. Here's your chance to bid and buy for 28 Majtlis Street in central Blackburn North. Who would like to get the auction started with an opening bid, opening offer for this prime real estate in Blackburn North? I'll kick it over to you at $1 million. Welcome to the bidding here now. Bidder number 3, bidder number 1, 1.1 straight back at you. Bidder number 3 going in strong here now at $1.1 million straight back at you, $100,000 increment. That's how you purchase prime real estate in this market in Blackburn North. What do you say, folks? At $1.1 million from bidder number 1 here, straight back at you, bidder number 3. Let's get back in front now. Round us up to $1,115,000 or 1.2 now, say now at 1.11. At 1.12 now from bidder number 1, straight back at you, bidder number 2 and 22. Let's get back in front here at $1,130,000 from bidder number 22. At 1.15 now, good bidding here, folks, 1.15. $20,000 increment here, straight back at you, $10,000 increment from bidder number 22 at 1.16, 1.17 now at 1,170, 1,180 now, lucky number 8 now, 1.19 at $1,190,000 from bidder number 22, straight back at you, bidder number 3. What do you say now? 1.19, 1.2, bang. At 1.2, good bidding here, folks, round everything of 1.2, straight back at you, bidder number 22. What do you say now? At $1,200,000. At $1,200,000, 1.21, another $10,000 increment, another 10, 22. At 1.22, at $1,220,000, we're on the market and selling, ladies and gentlemen, for no better bidding here today. At 1.23, at $1,230,000 now from bidder number 1, bidding against himself now at 1.23, at $1,240,000 now from bidder 22, at 1.24, at 1.25, at $1,250,000, at $1,250,000 for 28 Majtlis Street, 18 plus metre wide frontage, 600 square metres block. Good location in Blackburn North, ladies and gentlemen. Easy access to everything that you need. At $1,250,000 now. No late bids, no late offers, ladies and gentlemen. Once the gavel hits my hand, the property will be sold. A sold sticker will be sticked onto the board here today at $1,250,000. At $1,250,000 now. For the first time now at 1.25. Second call now at $1,250,000. Third and final call now at 1.251. Well, $1,000 increment now at 1.255. At $1,255,000 now from bidder number 8. At $1,255,000 now straight back at you. Bidder number 22 and 1. What do you say? Let's get back in front. At $1,255,000. At $1,255,000 now. 1.26 bang. At 1.26 back against you now, bidder number 8. Let's get back in front at $1,260,000 for this prime real estate in Blackburn North. At $1,260,000 now for the first time now at $1,260,000. Second call now at $1,260,000. For the third and final call now at $1,260,000 now. Bidder number 8 now 1.265. 1.265 bidder number 3. You're going to have to put an increment on top of 1.265. If you want the property here now, you can only sell the property to one of you. Number 28 Majtlis Street. There's only one of these properties on the market at 1.27. At $1,270,000 from bidder number 22. At $1,270,000 now from bidder number 22. Straight back at you, bidder number 3. 18 meter wide frontage plus. You do a side by side, front and back, whatever you want. Or build one big luxurious house. The choice is yours, ladies and gentlemen. At $1,270,000 with interest rates at a record low. Auction clearance rates at a record high at $1,270,000. At $1,270,000 now for the first time now at $1,270,000. Second call now at $1,270,000. Third and final call now at $1,270,000 now. We're all done, all finished and silent now. Bidder number 22 holding the bid 1.271 in the nick of time now with a $1,000 increment. You nearly had it, bidder number 22 at 1.28. At $1,280,000 now at 1,280,000. At $1,280,000 new interest here now, straight back actually bidder number 3 and bidder number 22. At $1,280,000, lucky number 8 reappearing again. At $1,281,000 now from bidder number 22. At $1,281,000 now from bidder number 22. Straight back at you. What do you say now? At $1,281,000, round us up to 1.29. Now say now at 1.281. At $1,281,000 now. First call now at 1.281. Second call now at 1.285 in the nick of time with a $4,000 increment. At $1,285,000 now, straight back at you, bidder number 22. Let's get back in front. At $1,286,000 with a $1,000 increment now. At $1,286,000. At $1,286,000, may I suggest an increment of 1.29. The ones don't seem to be working now at 1.287. At $1,287,000 now, 1.288, lucky number 8 reappearing again. At $1,288,000, round us up to 1.29, or 1.3 is looming. At $1,288,000, 1.29 for bidder number 3 here. At $1,290,000. At $1,290,000, who's going to round us up to 1.3 now, may I say, at 1.29. At $1,290,000 from bidder number 3, holding the bid, holding the keys. Sold sticker will be slapped onto the board here today at 1.291. A $1,000 increment now. As I said before, the ones don't seem to be working. Just round us up to 10 or more. At $1,291,000, you go 1, they're going to go 1 as well. Thank you. And the auctioneer thanks you, bidder number 22 at $1.3 million. At $1,300,000 now, back against you, bidder number 3. And other bidders as well at $1,300,000. At $1,300,000 now from bidder number 22. At $1,300,000 now for the first time now at 1.3. Second call now at $1,300,000. For the third call now at $1,300,000 now. We're all done. All finished and silent here at $1,300,000 now from bidder number 22. In the box seat now in the pole position. Holding the keys, some of you just holding the brochures and the contracts, but only one of you will be walking away with the keys and moving in before Christmas now at $1,300,000. What do you say, folks? Don't miss out on the property here today for a $9,000 bid at $1,300,000 at 1.301. Thank you here at 1.301, a $1,000 increment here now at 1.301 at $1,301,000 now at 1.301. At $1,301,000, playing for keeps here. No doubts about that, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you unsure, holding back, we will be selling today at $1,301,000 here at 1.301. At $1,301,000 now. First call now, 1.301. Second call now at $1,301,000. Third, 1.302 in the nick of time here, saving the auctioneer, and the auctioneer thanks you. At $1,302,000 now at 1.302. At $1,302,000 now at 1.302. At $1,302,000 here from bidder number 22 at 1.302. At 1.302. Back against you now. Let's get back in front. At 1.302. At $1,302,000. No late bids, no late offers, ladies and gentlemen. The property will be sold here today at 1.302. The gavel is out, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you unsure, at $1,302,000 now. Once the property has been knocked down, it will be deemed sold. No late bids, no late offers, no regrets. Back onto the marketplace for you. Not many properties now. This is probably your last chance to secure something, move in before Christmas, or if you want to wait for the market next year where prices are going anticipated to go up and up. At $1,302,000 now. I know some of you are thinking prices look high today, but I assure you in 5, 10, 15 years time, when you look to resell your property or your development, the prices will look cheap and affordable. That's what every homeowner that I meet, they never remember how much they paid for the real estate 10, 15 years ago. But you're going to remember that time you missed out on this opportunity to purchase 28 Majtlis Street and all the capital gains that you're going to get from it in the next 10, 15 years. At $1,302,000 now from bidder number 22. At $1,302,500 from bidder number 28. New interest here now at $1,328,500. at 1,320,500 now from bidder number 28, holding the bid. Looks like you're holding keys now in the box seat at 1,302,500. Bidder number 22. Don't miss out on a $500 bid here. $500 doesn't get you much in the present market at 1.303. At $1,303,000. Everyone's stretching the limits here now. Another $500 increment from bidder number 28 here. Straight back at you, bidder number 22. Show your strength. Let's just go straight up to 1.31. Listen to the auctioneer. You've knocked out one of your other competitors. Here's your chance to knock out another at 1.303 and a half. At 1,303,500 from bidder number 28. Straight back at you now, bidder number 22. Let's go to 1.31, may I say now, at 1.303 and 500 from bidder number 28. What do you say, folks? First call now at 1,303 and 500. Second call now at 1,303,500, 1.305. And the auctioneer thanks you here at bidder number 22 at 1,305,500 from bidder number 28. The $500 don't seem to be working. Bidder number 28. Switch up your strategy. You go 500, they're going to go 500 at 1,306. At $1,306,000 from bidder number 22. If you go another 500, let's just go straight up to 1.31. No mucking around here now, ladies and gentlemen, at 1.306 and 500. At 1,306 and 500 from bidder number 28. Straight back at you, bidder number 22. At 1,306,500 from bidder number 28. Let's go straight to 1.31, may I say, at 1.31. At $1,310,000, and the auctioneer thanks you here at 1.31. At 1,310,000, 310 and 500 for bidder number 28 at 1.31 and 500. Let's round this up to 1.32, may I say now, at 1,310,500 from bidder number 28 here. They know the location, they know all the amenities. Must remind you, ladies and gentlemen, you're not just buying the house here today, you're buying the location, the convenience, the education that comes with 28 Majtlis Street in Blackburn North, a quiet street, ladies and gentlemen, at 1.311. Another $500 increment here from bidder number 22 at 1,311,000, 311 and 500 now. Straight back at you, bidder number 22. Let's go 1.32. Listen to the auctioneer here now at 1.311,500 at 1,311,500 from bidder number 28, 1.312 at 1,320, 1.312 and a half, 1.312 and a half. A $500 increment here could buy 28 Majtlis Street in Blackburn North at 1,312,500 from bidder number 28 now at 1,312,500. Straight back at you, bidder number 22 at 1,312,500 now. Don't miss out now for a $500 bid. You'll never forget this opportunity at 28 Majtlis Street. You don't want to miss out on the $500 bid here at 1,312,500 from bidder number 28 now. For the first time now at 1,312,500. Second call now at 1,312,500 for the third and final call, 1.313 at 1.313,500 now from bidder number 28. Straight back at you, bidder number 22, 1.313 and a half at 1,313,500, making the auctioneer work for his money here today at 1,313,500 from bidder number 28. Straight back at you, bidder 22. What do you say? Let's jump back in front now. 1.314, 1.314, 1.32 is looming. Let's just go straight there. What do you say, bidders here today at 1,310,000? 1,314,500 at 1,314,500 from bidder number 28. Round us up to 1.315, may I say? Bidder number 22. Let's go another 500 at 1,314,500. At 1,314,500. Let's put in a knockout offer. What do you say, bidder number 22? Give us your best. Knock out the competition here today, and you can walk away with the keys for 28 Majtlis Street in Blackburn North. Do whatever you want. It's such a wide block, ladies and gentlemen, on a big block size as well. The house has been renovated for you to rent it out while you get your plans and permits, or rent it, or you can do an extension, move in with your family. The choice is yours. You get good rental income in this location, surrounded by schools, public transport, and the Eastern Three-Way close by. Well, 1,314,500 from bidder number 28. First call now at 1,314,500. Second call now at 1,314,500 for the third and final call now at 1,314,500. We're all done. all finished and silent now. No late bids, no late offers now. Bidder number 22. Let me know if you're in or you're out now. Can't hold the bid for much longer here now. We're at 1,314,500. Just let me know if you're in or you're out now. And in the group chat if you want, at 1,314,500. No regrets. You're happy to go back onto the marketplace, looking for more homes on realestate.com domain, but you're not going to find another property in this location, this block size, with the frontage, to do whatever you want, ladies and gentlemen. Build 2 units, build a new house. The choice is yours at 1,314,500 from bidder number 21. Looks like you're in a pole position. Get ready to celebrate. Bidder number 22 and all the other bidders, get ready to miss out here now. We're at 1,314,500 now. First call now, 1,314,500. Second call now at 1,314,500. For the third and final call now at 1,314,500. Bidder number 22, you sure you're out? Let me know in the group chat below. I don't want you to miss out on a $500 bid. $500 is not going to buy you anything today. With interest rates this low, ladies and gentlemen, the bank will throw it to you for free. At 1,314,500 from bidder number 28. Looks like we're all done and dusted. I'm going to call it 3 times, so I'm sure and you're sure. Once the gavel hits my hand, the property will be deemed sold. Sold sticker slapped onto the board. You're back onto the marketplace, fighting with more buyers for less and less properties on the marketplace, and the prices keep going up. At 1,314,500 now. First call now at 1,314,500. Second call now at 1,314,500. For the third and final call now at 1,314,500 now. Bidder 28, get ready to celebrate. Bidder number 22, get ready to miss out. Hopefully we can find you another property, but it won't be 28 Majtlis Street in Blackburn North. But 1,314,500 now. On behalf of the team at Buxton Real Estate, Jim and I have been the listing agents for this property, and we look forward to talking to you after the auction. We're 1,314,500. This property is selling. This property is selling. This property is, put your hands together to the new purchasers of 28 Majtlis Street, Blackburn North. This property is sold. Congratulations. Commiserations to underbidders. Congratulations, bidder number 28, for purchasing your dream home. Thank you for participating in another Buxton real estate online auction. Hopefully we can find you another property. If not, we'll see you at the next open for inspection or the next online auction. Catch you soon and take care. Stay safe out there, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.